Your manifestation is taking so long. Why? Because remember that as within, so without. You see, our 3D reality, our external reality is a reflection of our internal state. So the second step in my 3-part series of upgrading your frequency is the following: calibrating your internal baseline, your internal state. Okay. And that can be easier said than done. In fact, it's one of the most difficult parts about this, right? Why? Because what it means to recalibrate your internal state, it means to change. You have to change the way you feel, the way you are being, so that you can be the person who would have what you're looking for. Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 steps here that are game changing. Okay. And the first one is, to begin with, let's just say something quick. How you react to something tells you exactly where you're at frequency wise. For example, if you look at your bank account and you're cringing and your body's tightening up and having this, reaction, it means that your frequency is not changing to that of your manifestation. So the first step that I have here for you in changing your internal state is to practice a role of the witness. Instead of just reacting and getting triggered, I want you to detach from you being that person and start just observing. Start to just witness it. Okay? And that is extremely powerful in stopping negative reactions. Okay? When you start to practice that over and over. And the point of that is to neutralize that sensation. You see, for example, if you are, let's just go with the bank example. You want to stare at it for as long as it takes, right? Until you feel nothing, until it doesn't faze you, because you know that your manifestation is coming so long you can feel the way you need to feel for it to be there. Okay. So there's a misconception that says ignore your reality. No, because you're not facing that fear. Okay. So you facing that fear is looking at it right on the face until you feel nothing. Okay. And you achieve that by distancing yourself from that experience, watching it like you are an observer, like a witness, right? So you would be like, that's just a temporary part of the journey. Okay. And this girl, you're going to be into the third person, this girl or this guy is just going through the process while it manifests, right? So long you avoid that fear, so long you continue to feel that while thinking about it, it's going to be an uphill battle in upgrading your frequency. So removing that sensation from the body is easier said than done. Why? Because it's not just your mind disconnected from your body. when you're having that, that cringe when you look at your bank account, right? This happened to me with YouTube, with my other channel. Like, it happened to me on my corporate life, right? In back in the day, right? So so long you cannot connect your mind and body, right? And have them be coherent. Ever heard of Joe Dispenza's um, heart and mind coherence, right? That's where it comes from, right? It means that you have to regulate your nervous system. And yeah, you can use practices like breathing, like being in nature, and doing a lot of things that relax you and make you feel calm. You can do that. But if you want to like hijack that process and go from a back door and have it be instant, you need to use my acupuncture protocol, my acupressure, and EFT tapping protocol that is going to be launching soon. Okay, that helps you get into instant sats, that helps you decouple your 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 experience from that somatic reaction, right? It makes you feel safe while thinking about that. Example, I'm looking at my bank account and I feel nothing. It helps you decouple those two things from one another. AKA, it puts your body instantly into parasympathetic, nervous system state. Okay. I haven't heard people talk about the acupuncture as a hack, and this is why I'm bringing this to you, right? The EFT tapping, of course, helps a lot and it works, but guess what? The acupuncture method is it's next level. It's a complete hack and a backdoor, right? To instantly do it, right? So regulating your nervous system and doing the practice of decoupling a particular thought with that negative somatic reaction is literally it. Because so long your body cringes when you look at your bank account, or when you look at your YouTube like views, or I don't know, job status, whatever you want. So long you have a body reaction, there's no heart and mind coherence, right? So you want to up level your manifestation game? Welcome. That's what we are doing here. We're tired of reaching ceilings. We're tired of having it snapping back, to where it was. We're tired of this, like, oh, it keeps coming back and all that stuff, right? So we're tired of like glass ceilings. No, we're going next level. We're stopping to play small in here. So anyway, that's the second piece. And now, make sure you sign up to my email list in my website to be in in the know for when this launches. Now, cultivating high frequency states. This is exactly where all the manifestation techniques come into place. But again, if you are traumatized in the body, if you are not in alignment body-wise with your mind, you can affirm all day until the cows come home, but it will always snap back. Why? Because it lives in your body, right? So once you have decoupled that body sensation from that thought, right, from that reality, from that 3D reality, that's when the techniques of manifestation come into play, right? Affirmations, so that you can now actually rewire your nervous system, so that, because again, when you regulate your nervous system, especially the way that I just talked about, this is how the resistance drops, right? Because when it stops living in your body, that's when you're able to do the work. That's when the visualization is allowing you to feel Because imagine if you're visualizing yourself being a millionaire and you're like, oh, frick my bank account. And your body cringes. So that's why a lot of these techniques don't work for a lot of people. It only works when your baseline resistance is low enough. Okay? When you have so much resistance at a body level, right? When you have like this intense emotional reaction, right? That's when the somatic work really needs to take place. Alrighty? So, living like you are in that dream, affirming. What else is there? Gratitude, right? The practice of gratitude is something that really helps you shift your internal state. So, saturating your subconscious with that world you live in is exactly the third step. But again, it won't work if your body is resistant. So, that's the whole second step to upgrading your frequency. Let me know in the comments if all of this is resonating. Okay. Let me know if you've been through that sensation of looking at the bank account and not being able to neutralize it. Right. Let me know. And stay tuned for the part 3. It's going to be ready for you. And I'll see you in the next. Bye now.